start with a surprising insight. Have you ever been insulted by a stranger, a loved one, maybe even online, and carried it with you all day? Psychologists estimate that we're exposed to 7 to 10 negative comments or criticisms per day, many subtle and unspoken, a look, a tone, a sarcastic remark. And with social media, that number only grows. You may forget what you had for breakfast, but you never forget how someone made you feel small. Insults linger, they echo in your mind, and worse, they often trigger reactions that later bring regret, snapping back, shutting down, spiraling into self-doubt. But what if you could face insults with absolute calm? What if, instead of feeling injured, you felt stronger? The Stoics mastered this art. Marcus Aurelius, insulted by corrupt senators and ungrateful citizens. Seneca, mocked for his wealth despite preaching simplicity. Epictetus, born into slavery, taunted by those who considered him beneath them, yet all of them remained composed, not because they were emotionless, but because they trained their minds to be invincible. Today we explore how Stoicism and the insult-proof mind most of us are taught to fight back when insulted, to defend, to explain, to strike harder. But the Stoics? They practice something far more powerful: detachment, reflection, and mastery over self. To a Stoic, an insult is not an attack. It's a test, a chance to practice virtue over ego, reason over rage. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When someone does you wrong, ask, what is so strange about that? See what they are, and you'll stop being surprised or hurt." For the Stoics, nothing people say can hurt you unless you give it permission. In this video, we'll break down why insults trigger emotional pain, the Stoic strategies to respond with dignity and discipline, how to train your mind, just like Aurelius did before. Every day's chaos, and a life-altering quote that will reframe how you see every insult. This isn't about ignoring reality, it's about owning your response. Because when you master the art of composure, you stop letting others control your peace. Why insults hit so hard, and how we typically react. Let's talk about why insults hurt. At their core, insults challenge our self-image. They raise doubt about who we think we are or want to be seen as. Someone calls you lazy, and you wonder, are they right? Someone mocks your appearance, and the mirror becomes your enemy. Someone laughs at your ideas, and you hesitate to speak again. This is the hidden damage of insults. They make us second-guess our worth, and so we react in ways that usually make things worse. 1. We lash out, returning insult for insult. It feels like strength, until the regret sets in. 2. We retreat, pretending it didn't hurt while stewing in silence. 3. We internalize it, believing the words and altering our behavior out of fear. Each of these gives power to the insulter. But the Stoics believe power should only reside in your own reasoned choices, not in other people's opinions. Epictetus put it this way: remember that it is not he who reviles you or strikes you who insults you, but your opinion that these things are insulting. It's not the words, it's your judgment of the words. Let that sink in. You decide whether an insult has weight or is simply air. But how do we reach that level of self-command? Stoic principles for responding to insults. Let's explore the tools the Stoics left us. 1. Control what you can. This is the foundation of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. You don't control what others say, what they think of you, whether they treat you fairly, but you do control your reaction, your interpretation, your inner peace when someone insults you. Pause. Ask, is this within my control? If not, let it go. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In modern terms, you're not obligated to pick up every stone thrown at you. 2. Shift the perspective. Seneca teaches us the power of reframing. Shall any man despise me? Let him see to it. But I will see to it that I may not be found doing or saying anything worthy of contempt. Ask, is the insult true? If yes, use it to improve. Is it false? Then it's meaningless. Example, if someone calls you stupid and you know your value, why engage? If someone calls you arrogant and you see a kernel of truth, be grateful for the mirror. The Stoics saw every insult as feedback, either about the insulter or as a test of their own ego. 3. Validate yourself internally. The most dangerous habit we fall into is needing approval from others. Stoicism reverses this. You live by virtue, not validation. Epictetus, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Read that again. If your path is guided by reason and virtue, why should the opinions of the ignorant disturb you? A lion doesn't flinch at the barking of dogs. You don't need to shrink for others to feel tall. The more you trust yourself, the less insults matter. The ultimate Stoic response to insult now for the key quote, the Stoic truth that can change your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Let's apply that. You're insulted in public, online, at work. You feel heat rising, your heart pounds. But you remember Marcus's words. You choose to respond or not respond with dignity, not because you're weak, but because you're above the game, because you are not like them. This mindset is your shield. Let's take a real-world scene. Someone posts a cruel comment online. Your first urge is to destroy them. Instead, you type, wishing you peace today. Or you say nothing. You walk away. You keep your energy. You don't become the insult. That's Stoic power. No wasted emotion, no lost sleep, no shame. Epictetus would call that freedom. Let's recap. You've just learned how to turn the pain of insult into fuel for power. Insults only harm you if you let them. Stoicism teaches self-mastery over self-defense. Use the dichotomy of control to protect your peace. Reframe insults. They're either true and helpful or false and irrelevant. Build your identity on virtue, not reputation. And remember Marcus's lesson. Be unlike the one who injures you. This doesn't mean you never speak up. It means when you do, it's with clarity, not with chaos. You are not here to react, you're here to lead. And leading starts with mastering your own mind. Your turn to walk the Stoic path. Now I want to hear from you. What's the worst insult you've ever received, and how did you handle it? Could one of today's Stoic techniques have helped you stay grounded? Share your story in the comments, not just for yourself, but for someone else walking this path. If this video gave you a new perspective, subscribe to Stoic Path and hit the bell so you never miss a dose of ancient wisdom. And if you're ready to go deeper, watch our next episode, How to Stop Caring What People Think, the Stoic cure for overthinking, because the moment you stop fearing insults, you start walking like a king, even in chains.